What's going on, people? What's going on? I like to get straight to the point, because what I've been seeing going on in my life, like I've been seeing a lot of black people kiss butt, yo, and like I'm gonna be honest, as always, it's a shame. And one thing I'm gonna say this: I want a lot of black people to stay away from me and others, cause I watch how this world is going, and it's very dangerous how black people are melting themselves into nonsense. And you probably saying, "Oh, Delvin, what do you mean?" Well, what do I mean? Whether you want to call it America, the Caribbean islands, Africa, what's coming and what I see happening and what I see coming, trust me, man, a lot of black people are traitors. A lot of black people are no good to their own people itself. And I finally for sure see that, yeah, many black people may have been in slavery in America and around the world, and it may be a bad thing. And I remember growing up that I used to keep on that fight. I used to keep on that fight, and I never let it go. I never let the black fight go. I never let black power go. But you know what I seen in the past 4 to 5 years? And I'm not ashamed to say this, because the people that did it against me should be ashamed. I seen black people, I seen Latino people, and I seen Hispanic people. The same people that you would want to so-called fight for, or not even fight for, but have a rebel heart and a rebel soul in your mind, and to live with your spirit, and to think and to move how you move and you live. When I looked at it, and as I always say, I don't hold no punches. Strictly business, okay? Strictly business. A lot of black people, Latino people, and Hispanic people in this world, now in the modern day, what we call 2025, is traitors to their own people. And is very sickening to the point where I look at it and it's very nasty. It's nasty to the point where, yeah, I know a lot of black people, Latino people, and Hispanic people, or whatever you consider yourself as a melanated person in the ghetto or the hood, or whatever you want to call it. It's very nasty. Okay? And as I always say, I stand alone. Okay? I stand alone. Because I watch many people, whether you want to call yourself a 9 to 5 person, a gangster, a thug, a regular person, I seen many people with nasty deeds, nasty mind state, nasty. And then they want to turn around and act like they bad or something, act like they gangster. Like, let me tell you something, black people, and I'm speaking to black people, but I'm speaking to everybody. That tough guy stuff and that tough girl shit ain't gonna never get you nowhere at all. Because you know what? It's a very sick disease, and they might always want to say, right, oh, nah, the streets is messed up. This ain't got nothing to do with the streets. It got to do with people, dirty, nasty, negative mind state, and the behavior that they have. Okay, because I watched for years of I'm thinking I was right, of fighting for something that I say so-called black power. And the reason why I say that, and this is a shame, and this is why I always say I'm by myself. I ride with myself. Because when you see nowadays of what's going on with black people in America and the world, black people in this world and America itself, right? Because every time you bring this up to unintelligent black people, you would always hear this. Oh, we all live in this earth together. Or, oh, every woman count. If every woman count, right? Why they didn't beat up every other woman in this world like they did to black women? Why was the black woman in this world treated worse than any other woman in history? So when you punks in this world, and I'm talking to everybody, every single body, because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of you little soft black people. Even if you think you're a street cat or a street girl, I'm speaking to everybody. I'm tired of that shit. Because you would really think that you tough. But I done seen in my life where dudes will call themselves gangsters. But they'll let a black woman get beat up by other people. They'll beat a black woman up. Let me tell you this, yo. I done watched this so-called ghetto and hood. As I always say, they do so much nonsense. But you dare to want to have respect. For an example, everybody mad at Mr. Jim Jones, right? As I said, what do you think his mind state is running? His mind state is running the same mind state that hundreds of black men in America is running with. They're over 30 years old, but they're acting like teenagers. And y'all call this shit street stuff. Why you think they'll continue to treat you like a dog, like trash, like rubbish? Because you a grown man, right? But acting like a little kid. But then you call it gully. Okay, check this out. If it's so gully and it's so gangster, right? Why they put you in jail? And they show you who the real B-I-T-C-H is. That's why I be saying, like, yo, black men, stop trying to be like others. Stop it. Because others is going to be okay on this earth. But when it comes time, you not going to be okay. Because you must don't understand. It's the black family versus everybody else. Like Dr. Henry Clark said, man. I'm sick of y'all with this nonsense. You don't got no friends. But you try to make friends with everybody. And when we say that, let me tell you unintelligent people something. I don't gotta hate you not to talk to you, okay? Because if I'm going for my black race, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Because when they built America and when they built the United Kingdom and all this, don't matter if they had arguments with each other. They still made sure the United Kingdom was going to be built, and they still made sure America was going to be united and built. Because what do we live in right now, people, in America? Huh? The United States of America. So when dudes want to act all bad, trust me, yo, you think you gangster, right? But the Englishman, the British man, he showed you who the real gangsters is. Because you would want to call your so-called place a ghetto, a hood, the projects, the block, the corner. You don't think these people are laughing at us? You don't think these people are laughing at you? And, like, this is why I don't like that. Because, like, the ignorance that you portray, right? They use it against you every day. They use it against you and your next generation. And, like, it kills me to actually think that some people actually think that this is a lifestyle. Some people actually think that this is something good. Like, what is good, right? When you can only face your brothers and sisters, but you will never step up to the real challenge. And when black people say that, it be other little PUSSY black men saying, you hear him talking about the government? You hear him talking like that? Or you hear her talking like that? Let me tell you something. It's a lot of you black men and black women are turncoats. That nonsense that you call a snitch or informer or a rat, a lot of you black people that's in the street, y'all been that to your whole race. Okay? So I don't get the street nonsense that you gonna talk about when you done turned your back on your race. Huh? How many dead bodies done piled up from gangbanging and street wars in the so-called stupid hood? Huh? And then you glorify the so-called stupid hood. I'm from right here. Yeah, I'm from right. Like, that shit sounds so stupid. Shit sounds so stupid. Because like I always say, I could scream that I'm from Brooklyn and the Bronx all day. I could big up the South Bronx and Bed-Stuy all day. I could scream Crown Heights all day. But what is it gonna do? What is it gonna do? Me saying like, yeah, I'm from the South Bronx, man. I'm from the South Bronx all day. What is that doing? What is that accomplishing? Because at the end of the day, I know I could never say anything about the South Bronx until I got money or backing to own my neighborhood. Okay? So are you serious? And this is one thing that I've been hearing on the internet with people for the past 6 years. But it's been talked about outside for the past 30 years. And I hope, even though I see it's just going to get worse, I hope grown men and women come to an understanding, because my young brothers and sisters that's in the street right now, let me tell you this. Because a lot of the so-called dudes that act like they street dudes, and a lot of the girls that act like they street girls, they don't care for you young men and women in the street. They do not care. And the reason why I'ma speak like this and I'ma say it like this, because it's the damn truth. Okay? It's the hard, cold truth. Now, some of these so-called adults, right, would watch these young kids throw their lives away. And they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. You know, they wouldn't care, because I'm going to say this, and I'm going to deal with this point. A lot of black people in America wasn't taught how to value black life. I'm going to say it again. A lot of black people in America wasn't taught to value black life. Why you think nowadays people could do the stupidity and divide us into, oh, FBA, their Caribbean. Yeah. You think our forefathers talk like that, you stupid fools? Huh? You listening to Tariq Nasheed and them? They don't care for our people. Whether you black American or whether you Caribbean American. They just want to make arguments and make everybody look like fools. I ain't with that nonsense. I don't care how intelligent you speak. Because for those black people that want to be dividing the people, you don't know better. Okay? You don't know better. And like a lot of times I let it slide. I said, okay, they want to talk about the Caribbeans, we're going to leave them there. They want to talk about the people in Africa, we're going to leave it there. They want to talk about the people in America, we're going to leave it there. I left those three alone for a long time, but when I look at it, you got to be foolish, okay? And it's the foolish black men that started this nonsense with FBA, Foundational Black Americans. Let me tell you something, a lot of you FBA people that want to talk and disrespect other black people in the Caribbean islands and Africa itself. You will try to say that Caribbean people and African black people hate African Americans. Well, you know what? Let's be honest. I'm not going to blame the Caucasian man or the Caucasian woman for this. I would blame us for this, okay? All of us. And when I say all of us, I am sick of explaining to people that's supposed to be adults. And if you're not an adult and you don't know what all of us mean, it's a shame. And this is why I'm going to continue to say, you that think that you so tough, this is why these people do what they do to us. And this is why these people control the world. And we have no control over a world that we was here before them. Okay? I am not speaking to just speak, or I'm not living to just live, just like you are not just living to live. But the sad thing is, my people would always keep on thinking that these Caucasian people created a lot of civilizations, created a lot of monuments, created a lot of statues, but you would forget what your people created, and you would forget who you are, and you would forget your legacy. You would forget the love of your people, okay? Because what black people are doing in America right now is the same thing the Caucasian man was doing to each other. Killing each other. You are following his trait. You are following everything he gave you. Okay. Big up, King Delvin. I'm here listening with my daughter and my grandchildren. They said peace, man. Much love to you and your family, open-minded. Much love to the whole family. Bless up, Jah Rastafari, Jah bless. Much love to y'all, man. Okay, and sorry if I'm screaming and the grandchildren get scared or anything. Excuse me. I'm just like, I speak with passion when it comes to my people, and I'm never going to let my foot off the gas, okay? Because to me it's a shame. It's a crying shame, okay? It's a sad shame, because every day I wake up, hold on, I'm here at work, hold on. Every day I wake up since I could remember, and before I was 14, I always tried my best. Even when I did certain things in the so-called hood, I tried my best to always strive to make my black people better. Okay? Because reading books when you was a kid and looking at certain things when you was a kid, my mother and father never gave me and my brother that down heart of not knowing who we was as young black men. Okay? My mother, she drove it in me and my brother's mind, probably more than my father, and I'm not saying that's good or bad, but it's a good thing, you know? And when I look at it, I would always give my mother the major respect, because my mother taught me about Africa, and she taught me to look around the world. And when I did that, that's when I seen there's other people that look and search and do research and things. I seen my melanated people all over the world. Whether you want to be argumentative or you want to start arguments of saying it's a globe or it's a flat earth, like I told my big brother the other day. All right, check this out. We're gonna stop all the arguments, because I see some people just like to argue. Okay, whether it's a flat earth or whether it's a globe, right? Let's just take that argument out of the way and just say we're talking about earth itself. We're talking about earth itself. So when you want to argue, let's leave the argument out of whether it's flat or round. And what are we going to do with the people on earth? Okay? And when some people, when you break it down to them like that, they're lost, because all they want to do is argue about flat earth, globe, flat earth, globe, flat earth, globe. And like I told people, if the earth is flat or whatever, the other planet's got to be flat as well. But we gonna get off of that, and we ain't gonna dive in too deep on that right now, okay? Next time. Now, the reason I wake up every day with the sunshine, even in the winter, you still gonna look for the sun. Anywhere you are in this world where you feel darkness, you still gonna feel that sun inside of you. Now, a lot of people will say, why? And I'm gonna hit this. I ain't gonna be random with it, but I'm gonna hit this. A lot of people will say, why are you always talking about black people? Because you know why? If it wasn't for black people, we wouldn't have Caucasian people. We wouldn't have Indian people. We wouldn't have Latino people. We wouldn't have Spanish people. Like, let's just stop this stuff of making false arguments and false claims, okay? Melanated people, whether you like it or not, we are the alpha and the omega. Excuse me. We are the beginning and we are the end. Whether you want to twist it and turn it, we are the one, we are the two, we are the in, we are the out, we are the black, we are the white. Okay? So when people really want to get mad at these so-called Caucasian people, sometimes you can't be mad at them. You got to be more intelligent than them. You got to grow more than them. Because when I looked at a lot of people outside of black people in the world, the more that I grow, I looked at a lot of people, and I remember when I was young, I used to get angry at certain people when they said certain things or did certain things to black people. Nowadays, I'm not going to front. No, I'm not going to get physical with certain people that say certain things to black people or about black people. You learn, because the older you get, the more you see that it's a war going on that you never seen before. And I'm going to say this because I'm proud to say this and I'm not ashamed to say this. It's a war against the black family. Okay? And if it wasn't a war against the black family, right? They wouldn't do all this thing with the sun, the moon, the stars. They wouldn't make these clocks. They wouldn't make these highways, these bridges. They wouldn't do all of these things that they did to try. Because they tried. And you know what? I'm going to be honest to you. They did a good job in trying to wipe black history away. They did. Because they did such a good job, right? Of people like my ancestors and ancestors before us. They made it look like they was talking nonsense or they was talking trash. No. Because nowadays they'll tell you about, astrology and all that. Well, we were studying this stuff more than 200,000 years ago, before you had a Messiah, before you had Mary, Joseph. So it really tricks me out when they think that black people are supposed to study Arab history and European history when we came from straight black African history, straight up and down. It ain't no paint on the floor. It's paint on the wall. Okay? We didn't drop nothing on the floor. We put it on the wall. They dropped stuff on the floor. They made the mistake. And you know what's the sad thing about their mistake? It's all coming out now, so they're embarrassing themselves. Okay? They are embarrassing themselves. All the hate that you shown people, and you shown even yourself, is coming out. Excuse me 1 minute. Hold on, let me read your comments. Let me read. Dudes will protect their gang and not the children, women, and elders. I'm going to build on that in a minute, too. I'm glad you said that, open-minded. We love everyone else, but not ourselves. I'm going to build on that, too. Talk that real talk, Delvin. Now I'm going to speak, King, my daughter said no one is gonna respect us because we don't respect ourselves. Tell your daughter she is totally infinity, a million infinity times correct. Hold on. Yeah, excuse me. I'm so sorry about that. I'm here at work. Okay. Now, let me read the last comment. We talk, we talk, we passion with passion. They fully understand. Talk with your heart and soul. No, I really do, cause it's just like that, I don't know how to be passive aggressive when it comes to talking about like real situations. I could have a common conversation, but when you talk about certain things in certain situations, like it just hits you. It ain't no controlling, like, and it's not even anger, but it's like your real passion, cause I've been like this since I was like, I could remember like the first time I really start like, going hard body with talking like this and moving like this when I was 14, and 14 years old is where I opened up myself of knowing who I am and who our people is, and when you know who your people is, trust me, even if you get mad at your brother, and I want people to understand this, and at your sister, because I really want people to fully get this, okay? I grew up in a two-parent household with me, my mother, my brother, and father, the four of us. Now, that is one particular reason why I carry the four. I was born on the fourth. One of my young lions passed away, so that's another reason why I honor the four. And foundation, loyalty, honor, respect, and heart. That's something that the four means something more than just what people will look at it as. It been with me since I was in my mother belly. And growing up and living, it helped me a lot. Okay? To where a lot of things in life, I always put it in four categories, or I will put things in two categories. And I will be honest, the four always help me out to stand on foundation for force, and later on in my page, I will break a lot of the four talk down to you, and I will break a lot of things down where it could help you and yourself, and it could help others around you, because I see a lot of people like to just live upon negativity. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that at all. You don't got to be negative in this world. And I seen a lot of people in my 41 years, a lot of people tried. You know? A lot of people tried when they ain't even have to do certain things. And when I speak with this passion, it takes me back to many days, because I could go back in my mind and I could remember a lot of things that happened. And one thing that always like hits my mind is the death. Cause a lot of brothers went to the graveyard. You know? Hold on, please. Yeah, a lot of brothers went to the graveyard, and some people look at that as light, but then others look at it as a badge of honor. Some look at it as getting respect. Well, I'll be one of them brothers to tell you, man, ain't no respect you getting in life, because you think you're going to get respect from your gang, right? Yeah, that's false respect, because, and that's devil worship, because Stupid humans will tell stupid humans that it's right to kill people for money. And the reason why I say stupid humans and I didn't use black people, because every time you would tell black people something educational, you would tell black people something wise for them to get up out their slumber, black people would always come with the stupidity of other people do it. Stop worrying about what other people do. You are leaders and not followers, but you became into followers. And that's the part that hits me. That's the part that's shameful, because I remember I grew up in a community where hitting women wasn't something good. That wasn't something, it wasn't something good. Saying the word B-I-T-C-H to a woman, no matter she was black, white, or whatever color she was. You ain't talk like that to women. You ain't had, like, even though it was the so-called hood, you had something that people had was order and respect. Somebody crossed the line, they was put back in line. But nowadays, when you say certain things like that, people will tell you, oh, he gonna run back and go get his gun and you dead, right? And this is why I said, and I'm gonna get into the point of this, why I call a lot of black men in America and around the world punks. Because the gun made you a punk. Okay? The gun made you a punk. And I'm gonna build on this right now. Because I grew up as a skinny kid in the Bronx in Brooklyn, okay? And I ain't never backed down one day when we was kids growing up, when you had to put up something you call put up your dukes, okay? Of putting up your 10 knuckles and you fighting a man, okay? Another boy, another male, and y'all fought, okay? See, these little cowards nowadays, and I'm gonna call you cowards. All of you men in America, I'm going to call all of you cowards. Now, I'm going to get personal with it. Because it had times where you fought your boy, okay? You and your boy had a fist fight. A fist fight. But the next day, y'all two went to school together. Okay? To school together. He came to your crib and knocked on the door, or you went down the block to his crib and knocked on the door. And y'all opened that door and y'all went to school. And if y'all had another little argument or disagreement, y'all fought it out. Y'all fought it out. I seen this many times. I remember one day, me and my boy, he got the same name as me too, Jermaine. We had a fight the day before. The next day, I went down the block on Morris Avenue, went upstairs to the 5th floor, knocked on his door. His mom said, hold on. He came outside. He said, what up, man? I said, what up? And we went to school. But you know what we did do? We laughed at beating each other up the day before, okay? We joked on beating each other up. I remember when he told me, I bust your lip. I said, yeah, I surely punched you in your eye, though. I said, look at your eye. And we laughed. Bless up, Tina Marie, bless up. We laughed. And I could laugh at it till this day. I remember me and my boy Leroy when I lived on Morrison 170. We had a fight, but we went to school the next day in 53. Hold on, please. And we had a fight, me and Leroy. And you know what's the funny thing is? When I got older, my mother ended up telling me that me and Leroy is cousins, okay? And getting beat up taught us how to fight. But nowadays everybody is so unbeatable. Everybody never lost a fight. Everybody, let me tell you something. I grew up in the Bronx in Brooklyn where I wasn't the tallest. I wasn't the fattest. No, I was always skinny Delvin. But you know what? When it came to my boy cousins and the big dudes on the block, I ain't backing down. Delvin gonna still be there, and I'm gonna still be scrapping like Wolverine, okay? I ain't so nowadays my point that I'm getting to is to the sad feeling of where dudes lost the fight, right? The dude that lost the fight, he go get a gun 2 days later or a day later. Boom, killed the dude that lost the fight to. And this happened repeatedly to the point where I remember in Black America, we actually fought each other. But now in Black America, they talking about spinning back on your ops. What type of nonsense is that? Huh? What type of nonsense is that? When the same ops that you spinning on, right, is the same dude that went to elementary school with you. His mother picked you up from daycare center. Like, we don't understand what we doing in our communities. We're killing each other. Okay, because that same dude and that same little girl, y'all went to elementary school together. Y'all went to junior high school together. Y'all lived across the street from each other. Y'all lived down the block from each other. And people, like, this is why I don't get along with people and they stupid nonsense. Because let me tell you little super duper tough people something. You ain't tough. Okay? Because if killing makes you tough in this life that we live in, you surely are soft in the real world. Okay? Because you got to understand, even though killing is real, of what they made it in a street world, because they made the street life, right? They made that a lifestyle. But the street life ain't real life. Okay? But what happens when somebody die, that is real. It ain't no game over. It ain't no start over. It ain't none of that. And that's where a lot of people ain't getting to, where you should be happy. You could wake up the next day. You should be happy. You could open your eyes. But you don't think about when a mother got to bury her son, or a father that's a single father got to bury his daughter because she got shot in the crossfire, or any little kid, or any person that got shot in the crossfire in the hood. Like, what do we say? Innocent people, right? How many innocent people died in the hood because the people were shooting at the wrong people? But let's get this. Why should those people be shooting at each other anyway? Huh? You got so much hate because people don't understand what it is for you to pick up a machine. When you pick up a machine and you aim that machine at another human, let me tell you something, you gunmen and gunwomen, and you fake people in the world, because I ain't talking to black people only, I'm talking to everybody now. When you point a machine at somebody and you kick that machine back, you got to have a lot of hatred in your heart and in your mind for you to point that machine at that person and fire that machine off. You got a lot of hate in your mind and your soul, okay? You got a lot of hatred inside of you. You got bad energy inside of you. So whenever they thought it was good to make this thing you call a gun and to put in a human being hand and make that human being fire it and make another human being disappear, you don't know what you did. Cause they thinking that, like, yeah, I killed my enemy. I made my enemy stop breathing. I made my enemy stop talking. No, no, no. You got to understand what you did first. First, you killed your own soul. Okay? You ain't stopped your enemy. First, you killed your own soul. Because a lot of people think that if they go to church or they go somewhere and they ask to clean up their sins, right? Because you killed somebody. You thinking that just because, and I'm going to get deep right here with people in religion, okay? You thinking just because you go to a made-up, man-made religion, right? And say sorry, you think that your sins is forgiven? No, it's not forgiven. Your sins may not be forgiven if you went and killed another human, but you thinking you could go and ask for forgiveness against a man-made religion? Sorry, the world doesn't run like that, okay? The world doesn't run like that. It doesn't run like that. Because you're going to have to do a lot more. A lot more. You're going to have to put in, as y'all want to say, you're going to have to put in a lot more work. You ain't going to just go to a church, a mosque, a temple, and get on your knees and say, please, Lord, forgive me. It ain't going to be so easy. It ain't going to be so easy. And I don't like when people think that, because I've seen a lot of people play games with stuff like that. And it drove me mad. Because you think that you could just say sorry? No. No. It's years and years. It's work you got to do when you take a life. You can't just take a life and wash your hands and thinking your hands going to be clean. You took one of God's children. You think saying sorry, that they told you say sorry or ask God to forgive you, you think that's it? No. Let me tell you, this is when I'll go against the whole world. You ain't going to never be sorry if you thought that was it. Never. Because it got crazy people in the world, right? We're thinking, like, yeah, I'm going to go to the church and I'm going to ask God to forgive me and everything going to be good. Well, which part going to be good? What's going to be good? Where you going to be good at? Because trust me, that person is going to haunt you for a long time. It's going to haunt you because you thinking doing something physical is going to help you? Nah. And this is where I tell people the physical world and the spiritual world, this is where it collides, okay? Because you ain't going to be thinking you could do something that's giving somebody money and say, yo, I'm sorry for killing your son, or I'm sorry for killing your daughter. That ain't doing nothing. Because that's just what? That's material stuff. That's a little like, I'll give you $50,000 and tell you I'm sorry for killing your son. Is that going? Do you think anybody want to hear something like that? Their child just passed away and somebody that did it come with money to them. Do you think they want that money? No. They don't want a piece of that money. You got to be a foolish person to ever even accept that money. Now, if you doing something nasty like that and thinking that you could be forgiven so easily, it's not going to be forgiven so easily. Because this is where the spiritual world come in. And I'm not talking about religion, people, okay? You got to keep on doing good deeds every day. You got to do certain deeds. You got to actually change yourself 360, okay? You got to actually change. And with all that work that you did, it still ain't going to be enough. Okay? Because you did one of the dirtiest deeds in this universe of spilling another human being's blood with something that a human being created that turned it into a killing machine. No matter how we twist it, no matter how we turn it, guns are killing machines. Okay? So let's not put it into no good way. Let's not make it sound good. Let's not. Okay? A gun is a killing machine. It's brought into this world to take humans out. God ain't got nothing to do with that, okay? Don't ever in your life compare God and guns. Because man that think they're God made guns to kill God's children, okay? Because, for example, why do you think they take so much guns and rifles and automatic weapons into war to kill other humans? Okay. But we call it warfare. We call it war. You know? Hold on 1 minute, people. Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry for that, people. Okay, my parents told me it's easy to hate others when you hate yourself. And, okay, hold on. I'm going. Yes, a lot of us self-hate. Okay. Bless up, Tina Marie. Bless up. Much love to you and much love to you and yours, man. Excuse me. Much love to you, open-minded. Thank you very much for always being real with it, and supporting me. And like, I'm glad that you could comment on my joints again, like with that. Whatever happened, I really don't like that because you support me and you're one of the true people that been supporting me for like over a year right now. And me, I told my brother this yesterday, and I'm going to tell this to everybody. I want everybody to hear this. I'm not going to get on YouTube and act like I'm a super duper professional person. No, I am not that. I'm not going to get up here and act like I'm the #1 top speaker. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get up here and act like I'm perfect and I'm never wrong or I don't do things wrong. No, I'm not going to do that because you know why? Me being unperfect is what makes me good and what makes me delve in. And me being like falling and helping myself up, that's what made me Delvin. Okay, and like I said, yes, Delvin was the name that my mother and father gave me. And in time, I will explain to you when Delvin is not a name, but it's a lifestyle and it's an energy. Okay, because for example, I'm gonna break it down to you. The people in the so-called hood that would say they're down or they feel a certain way. I seen a lot of people that felt down on energy, but you know what? One thing that I always knew for sure is that I'm not going to let nobody get me down, because you know why? I keep my spirit up high. And if you try to get me down, I overstand that already. And this is why I always try to tell people, stop looking so much into the physical and you better tap into the spiritual world. Because then you would understand and you would understand certain things that people would put in front of you. Because people put a lot of physical nonsense. But if you understand it on a spiritual level, you'll say, you know what? That's not even worth my time and energy. And that's how I learned not to even communicate with a lot of people. Because they on another level. And I'm on another level. And how they moving and how I'm moving is two different movements. I don't hate you, but I surely don't like you. Okay? Because whatever I'm doing, you ain't going to support it. You get that? So, like, I learned not to don't dwell into too much things of how people feel nowadays, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, I still do get angry. I get mad, but you know what? I learned that a lot of times I'm getting mad for no reason, because some things and some people are not worth it. And when we say that, right, it's very easy for us to say. Because I told myself that a lot of times, where I taught a lot of people not to get mad at certain things. And I remember I had to tell my big brother, if I'm going to calm somebody down, I have to be calm already, and I have to be 360 calm, because I can't be spitting some nonsense to you or telling you to chill out, but then after that I'm a wild stallion or I'm going crazy every single minute. That don't add up. That's not good. You feel me? That math right there, it ain't going to never go nowhere good. So if you can't have what you giving, don't give it at all. Okay, and that's one thing I don't like. I don't like to preach one thing or give people a certain energy and I'm not doing it myself. Okay? I get days where I get frustrated. I get days when my head is not on. But you know what? Like my girl cousin said on Facebook the other day. She said that, yeah, I do get mad, but you know what? I always have my heart and soul in the right place of good. You feel me? And that's the thing. Don't ever let anybody use your anger or your madness against you and say, oh, you see? Because they tried that with me on Facebook. Not on Facebook, excuse me, people. They tried that on this YouTube joint when I first came on YouTube. And I said, wow, that's nice. That's cool. But I learned that a lot of these men on the internet, they're not men at all. So, like, if they would ever see me in real life, you wouldn't do the same thing that you do on the internet. Because I'm not going to act like I'm some big, bad gangster or anything. No way, Jose. But I'm still a man, okay? I'm a man. And I'm not one of them men that just say you a man to say you a man. No. I don't care what color you is. I don't care what religion you is. I'm from the old school days. A man is a man. And you don't disrespect a man and try to turn a man into a boy. Never. Okay? So, like, when people play this little internet games with people, you got to still understand. I don't play with little boys. I don't play with grown men. So you're going to respect a man as a man and never try to turn a man into a little boy. Because whenever you try to turn a man into a little boy, a man is going to show you that he's a man and you cannot disrespect him. Okay? And you don't need to be gangster or you don't need to be a thug to stand up for yourself. You don't need to be none of that to speak up for yourself. And that's the stupid teaching that the world is giving right now. Oh, he acting spicy or she acting, what type of nonsense you look. And this is why I always say the streets, it made a lot of people mentality stupid, retarded, outrageous, garbage. Like, come on, are you serious? And like, this is why I don't even really like saying like street people or like you are what? For real, like, cause what do you really, like, you really want somebody to look at you as somebody tough? You want somebody to be scared of you? And let me tell you this thing too, people. Whenever you have a human in this world, don't matter what color you consider yourself either, but whenever you have a human that try to put fear inside of another human, you already see what type of coward and character you are. Okay, because I'm going to say this. I don't care who you are. Whenever you try to put fear inside of another human, it shows how soft you are as a human being. Okay? It shows how much of a coward you are. It shows how little you are. Don't matter where you are or who you are or where you from or where you live or what position you think you carry in this world. Even from a president to a prime minister to a queen to if you work in the UPS store or if you work in the UPS factory or you drive the truck. Don't matter who you are. When you try to belittle another human being, you put yourself in that same level that you try to put them on. Because you are on that level as well. Because you have to really understand. It's big hearts out here. It's big souls out here. And only real people gonna always want to see somebody shine. Want to see somebody doing good. You gotta be a retard. And I'm gonna say it. Capital R, retard. for you to thinking that you want to see people in certain positions, okay? I am tired of people thinking that downing people or punking people, you think you somebody? What credit or what shine do you get? You know how good it feels to see somebody doing good? You know how good it feels to see your family or your friends shining? Or your people around? You know how good that feel? To see your people winning? No, but some people don't know how that feels because they know how it feels of, oh, I'm going to be on top. I'm going to make sure they fail. And then when they come up or do this, they hating on me. Or they haters, man. They haters, yo. They like I'm flexing, like, yo. Let me tell you something, man. Grow up. Okay? Grow up. There's a lot of immaturity going on with so-called grown men and so-called grown women. This is why I don't even call people that's supposed to be adults like me adults, really. Hold on, please. Why should people call you an adult, excuse me, when your behavior is childish? You know? Why? Okay? Like, cause see the thing is, right? People would want labels, but they would want to live different from the label. Okay? Cause it's like, how you supposed to be an owner, but you acting like somebody outside of the company? How you supposed to be like, you know, a business owner, but then you ain't even treating your own business correctly. You're not treating your employees correctly. You're not treating your customers correctly. You're not treating your business correctly. So why should we call you a business owner? It don't make, yeah, you may hold a business, you may have a business, but you're not a correct business owner. It's just like with certain landlords. Yeah, you may own an apartment, but you're not a landlord. You're a slumlord. You're full of it. Okay, because you're not making sure your tenants have good water, heat. You're not making sure certain things are okay. And just to put the name on it and you not living that name, nah, I don't like when people do that. Cause it's like a lady saying she a wife, right? But you ain't got none of them wife qualities. It's like a man, us saying we husbands, but we ain't sharing none of those qualities. Okay? Cause if you gonna be a husband, you supposed to have those husband qualities. If you gonna be a wife, you supposed to have those wife qualities. You know? Don't be giving yourself a name and you not showing, as open-minded said, how you were boss and acting like a worker. God, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Now I'm gonna tell y'all some real, as open-minded just said, right? I remember I told that to one of my coworkers 7 years ago in the 7-Eleven when he was my supervisor. But I told the owner straight up and down, because some people don't like my raw mouth and how I speak. I said, how could he be my boss when he's not even a good worker? And that's for real, you know, because some people would like these names, but they wouldn't really live up to it. And I don't like that. You know, because it's like a manager being better than a supervisor inside of Walmart. So why did he get that position over that lady? Huh? Because he gon' show off on the name all day, every day. Like, yeah, I'm the supervisor of Walmart. And she gonna live with that name of her being the manager, right? And the thing is, right? Let's just say that he probably bringing in $5,000 a month in Walmart. And she is probably bringing in $60,000 a month in Walmart. But the owners is not seeing that. The only thing he is seeing is the positions that he gave to this man that's the supervisor and this lady that's the manager. That's the only thing he's seeing. He's not seeing the growth or he's not seeing the decline. And this is why I don't like certain positions and certain names, because it's like, come on, you ain't living up to that. Because it's just like in the hood. We're going to get deep with it now. How you call yourself an OG, but you just acting like one of them little thugs on the block? How? How could you call yourself a big boss in the hood when you acting younger than the kids in the block? And some people don't want to admit it because they want to make their neighborhoods or their community look good. But how many grown men in America and the world that we see act like kids in their communities? Because I want to get back onto the point of saying where people get mad nowadays on the East Coast and in the West Coast of this thing of where we're talking about Jim Jones still acting like a child, right? But as I said, man, I'm not with everybody, and I don't like the nonsense of how everybody talk when people don't look at real situations and everybody gloss over all of these situations, okay? Because if we really want to talk about it, right? I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep on saying it. Jim Jones is just following suit of what he learned in the hood. Okay? How many times you going to have to be taught this? Because, like, it ain't nothing about taking people certain places, but as I said, I don't like when we lie in the hood or when we lie in the world. And I don't like when we play certain stupid games. Because if you want to be technical, right? And I said this the other day in one of my lives. It's 100 more of Jim Jones going around America and around the world. So when we look at that, right, I always say, why must you point the finger at something that's just to point the finger at and to make a big explosion, but you won't point the finger at the real problem to solve the real problem? Because Jim Jones gonna always act how he act, and many other men gonna continue to act how they act. And this is a breed of what our people do in the hood. Okay? Let's just be honest. Grown black people in the hood that call themselves street people is childish. When are we just gonna admit that? Huh? Don't matter if you wanna like say, oh, it's gang. Like, no. It's childish all around. Don't matter what color you bang. Don't matter who you think you are. It's all childish. And like, I be looking at these people, you be thinking that you tough or something, right? But you ain't tough, because you know why? These people laugh at us every day. Excuse me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Yeah, you know, because I could name a whole bunch of rappers that's like Jim Jones, but it don't make sense. And you know why it don't make sense? Because a lot of people will still continue to make excuses. Hold on 1 minute, please. I'm sorry about that. A lot of people will still continue to make excuses of why they should be in the streets, or why they should be in a gang, or why they should do certain things that hurt our community. I always say, let's be honest, man. Black men, you were supposed to be the leader of the community, but you turned out to be the hater of the community. You became the man that destroyed the community, okay? Because what we going to do? Keep on blaming the police and the government? When we going to have enough strength to override the police and the government? Because people will say, wait till God come back, right? Well, you know what? You better awaken the God inside of you, okay? You better awaken the God inside of you. Because if you got to wait till God come back, right? That means black people going to always suffer in the ghetto. That means that you ain't going to never get nothing in America and around the world, wherever you live. I ain't for that. I'm never for that. I'm not going to suffer when other people are living good. And I'm not going to act like a struggle life is our life. Because struggling ain't our life. Stop thinking that this so-called hood joint is your life. It's just a stupid mentality. Stop thinking you're supposed to be a gangster. It's just a dumb mentality that got people killed for real. You could go in any hood right now. I'm going to speak for New York. Whether it's Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Harlem. And ask anybody how much people you lost. Yeah, dude's gonna be popping out like, yeah, yo, my homeboy died last week. Yeah, my homeboy died 2 years ago. You know what I always thought about that? Y'all don't think about how many black men and women we lost in the hood because a lot of this stupid street nonsense, a lot of these gang wars. But people don't think. People don't think. Or should I say, a lot of you freaking adults don't want to grow up. And you know what? I'm going to say like this too. Because black men, you talk about you so tough, right? But a lot of black men is scared of black men and scared to talk to other black men and say we've been killing each other. They don't want to do that. And some of them will never do that. Because you know why? Some black men will keep on pointing the finger at the government. Some black men will keep on pointing the finger at other things. And some black men will never talk about the truth. Okay? Because put it like this. They won't come in our hood if we control our hoods, okay? It ain't no, because if we control our hood on a good scale, it ain't no way the police, detectives, SWAT, or any of those National Guard people will come in our hood. You got to understand something. Check this out. Check this out. Let me talk. If you own your house, right? It ain't nobody could come in your house and tell you what to do in your house, okay? If we call in the so-called ghetto, our community and our house, right? It ain't no reason that they should be able to come in there and lock whoever up when they want to. But you know what? What's the first thing that you see people do? Run. Run. And then after that, you see them like, and let me tell you, my people, black people, I'm talking to you, baby. I'm talking to you, black people. Better study this law. And I'm not talking about law enforcement in America, but I'm talking about, excuse me right there again, please. I'm talking about the law around this whole world. Okay? Study what the law is around this world. Study these lawyers. Study these police officers in different states. Okay? Study these sports teams. You must say, why? Why? Because I'll just say this. Politics and sports go together very well in America, okay? Don't ever think that baseball, football, and basketball ain't got nothing to do with our American politics as Democrats and Republicans, okay? Because what do we got? The AFC and we got the NFC, right? On two coasts of baseball, we got the NL and we got the AL. In basketball, we got the East and we got the West. Just know they're separated for a reason, okay? It's the whole NBA. It's just like it's the whole United States, but New York is still New York, and New York is not California. All right, check this out. I'm going to break it down even better. Los Angeles Lakers is the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's on the West Coast. The New York Knicks is the New York Knicks, and that's on the East Coast. They have their separate fans, they have their separate supporters, they have their separate revenue that grows in America and around the world that generates money for the team and the owners. Now, on some sports, you have different colors, but whether it's on the East or the West, they have them separated just like in the United States, where we have our Democrats on one side, we have our Republicans on one side, okay? Like, study and don't be unaware of what we living in. Because if you study and you study certain things, yeah, you may bump your head, right? In a few stuff, right? But you won't be clueless. Okay, you won't be clueless, because I'm going to put it to you like this, man. In the spiritual world, you just add certain things up, you feel me? And you're going to see things through. Don't worry, though, because there's going to be people out there that put barricades in front of you. There's going to be people out there that make certain things that's not good for you, but don't stop. And I'm talking to everybody in this world, whether it's a flat earth or whether it's a globe. Don't stop. Don't let nobody stop you. I'm speaking to all the people out there in this world that I love. Keep on going. Keep on shining. Never stop. Don't let nobody stop you, because check this out. If they stop you, make you go 10 feet more and keep on pushing. Okay? Make sure that motivation of stopping you, make sure it motivates you to keep on going. Push harder. God bless. Thank you for everybody that joined this live. Much special bless to Open Minded and his family. Thank you to your daughter. Thank you to your grandchildren. Much love to all of y'all. I have respect for y'all, and I really appreciate y'all listening to my voice. Y'all listening to my energy. Like me, I truly respect certain things in this world that people don't like and don't understand. For an example, I'm going to break it down. Open Minded and his family listening to me and sitting down here, to me, that's my blessings, okay? For you people who don't understand blessings and thinking that blessings is materialistic things or money, nah. Open Minded and his granddaughter and his grandchildren and his daughter listening to me. Sorry, I know I just messed that up. But him and his family listening to me, that's my blessings, okay? That's what makes me feel good. And for you people, you get big-headed and your head gets swollen of saying, yeah. For example, I'll tell you, it's an even exchange of good, pure love, okay? Because I want the energy that I'm bringing out of my soul to hit people for real. As I told my big brother the other day, if somebody needs to take a short that I created or a video, take it. If you want to take a post that I created, take it. Because you know what? I ain't come on this YouTube for the likes, for the views, for none of that. I came on this YouTube, one of my main points, but I'll say two main points, is to really give somebody hope and inspiration, to really open somebody's heart and soul up. I ain't come on here for people to be liking a video and it run up to 1,000 or it run up to 5 or it run up to 5. No. If you could take my video and it could help you out and leap that day, or it could make you jumpstart something in your life, that's the main reason. Okay? And to clear things up in the world of not making people see certain things that's a lie to make it be true. I'm never going to make people live in the dark when I know that they can shine their light. No, I'm not going to make you walk down the hall by yourself. I'm going to walk with you. We're going to bump into that together. Okay? So when people talk about being on this YouTube, I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the views. I care actually if it helps somebody out. I wanted to move somebody. Because check this out. I went the other day and I'm listening to myself. And I said, you know what? I remember, I think it was Tina Marie. She had told me she liked the post that I created. And I said I made it for all of us. Okay? You have to understand when you doing certain things like this and other people that's making videos, shorts, or lives, or anything, it's certain people on this internet thing we call YouTube or this application. They're really trying to push people forward. They really want to see people move forward. Okay? I really want to see people move forward. I am not with the nonsense of people moving backwards and people living a certain way or even thinking a certain way. Because if I could move your mentality to how you thought once before and I could change it positively or even not even trying to force something, because I never try to force. Okay? I'm not going to force you to do something that you don't like, or I'm not going to force you into something that you don't even know. Okay? You got to make sure you come to people gentle. You got to come with open arms. You got to come for real. Don't just try to kick the door down and say like, you over here, you over there, you shut up, you... Nah, man. People ain't gonna work off of that. Some people ain't gonna like even mess with you. Some people, they may get up on it. But me, I don't like to deal with people on that approach. Because there's only certain people in the world that you must deal with certain things like that. If you have to be aggressive. But when you talking to regular common folks, you ain't got to be aggressive like that. You could just speak how you speaking and be regular, be calm and be gentle, be kind. Okay, because I'm going to say it and we all know. You never know how your kindness could change somebody's life. You never know how your kindness could change somebody's day. You never know what the goodness you do to somebody. You don't know how it could affect their life. Okay, big up King Delvin. They said good night. Well, you know what, man? Good night to all of them and much respect to them. For real, for real. Like I don't give people fake respect or I don't give people fake love. Because I don't know how to do that, And I always said if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I would love to admit when I'm wrong. Because if you can't admit when you're wrong, I don't think you ever going to grow inside of a world that we live in. You must admit when you're wrong. You got to. And I give respect to the real people that come on this internet. And it ain't even something of like, that it's fake. That it's like, it's real life. You feel me? That it's something that you could understand. It's something that you could understand. So like, when I get people telling me that thank you for that video or thank you for that short, sometimes I'm going to be honest to you, like I told my big brother the other day, man, I respect it, right? But I grew up on the point where I didn't really like people praising me or stuff like that, I didn't know how to take, like, how people to say thank you or certain things like that if you doing good. Because as I always said, I don't know how to make you thank me for me just being myself. I don't know how to make you thank me for that because I can't try to create something that's fake. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Yeah. Now I didn't, and nowadays, like I am trying to learn how to take certain things of people giving me certain compliments, because as I said, like I was always looking at certain things, and a lot of people growing up gave fake compliments, fake behavior, so like it was always weird to me. If you're not family or you wasn't close, I gotta really like step back when you're giving me a compliment, you feel me? Because not that I hate you or don't like you, but it's like you kind of tripping me out right now, like I'm not gonna feed into that. Like, thank you, but like I can't really feed into that too much. I can't let that get to my head, and I seen people let certain stuff like that get to their head where they thought they was better than people. I ain't never think I'm better than nobody on the face of this planet, but I ain't gonna never let nobody tell me that you ain't this or you ain't that. No, I know who I am, but I ain't gonna belittle nobody, but I also ain't gonna make nobody put me on a pedestal, because once you put yourself on a pedestal and you keep on going, sometimes you go into a place that you don't even know how you got there. So I always said I don't want to get into that place of not knowing how I got there, because once you stuck in the middle, sometimes some people never come back. Okay, because some people go straight down, or some people try to fight their way back up to the top, or some people stay stuck in that zone. Don't be stuck in that zone, or don't even fall down beneath the middle. God bless to everybody that joined this live. Thank you very much, and much love to you. Me too, Delvin. I don't do it to help. I do it to preach and teach. I do it. I don't preach. I teach. Excuse me for that open minded. Excuse me, everybody else. Sorry. No, it's like, and it's like put it like this, man. Some people like the likes, but like Jah already blessed me. You feel me? I done got the glory. So I don't need the glory from people. Jah gave me the glory already, and I'm happy and secure with it. Thank you to everybody that joined this live. Jah Rastafari, Lion Love. Peace and love to everybody. Let's do better, let's make better, and let's talk better.